Hello everyone and welcome to Odoo Live. This is Ken, the Marketing Officer here at Odoo Hong Kong, and I'll be your host for today's webinar. Joining me today, we have Danica, the Business Advisor here at Odoo Hong Kong, and we will discuss how to drive customer satisfaction by using Odoo Helpdesk. And throughout the presentation, we will be answering your question in the YouTube chat, so please feel free to leave your question in the right-hand side, the YouTube chat box. And Danica will help me to get to them at the end of our section during Q&A. And if you like to view this video again, you can simply access the link and watch it anytime you want once the live event has finished. And thank you all again for your joining. And Danica, let's get started with your presentation, and all yours.
Okay, good morning everybody. My name is Danica and I'm a business advisor here in Odoo, Hong Kong. I help businesses around Asia Pacific improve their processes and optimize their use of Odoo. So if you'd like to contact me after the webinar to maybe help you with your own business, you will find my contact details in your screen. So this is me, and that's my email address. First off, I'd like to give a brief introduction of Odoo to those who are new to Odoo. So Odoo is a full suite of integrated business apps which allows you to manage your whole business in a single platform. We've got a wide range of applications that you can use, so you can find that in here as well as on our website. We're currently present in Europe, Asia, and the US, and we actually have been around for 12 years, so we started back in 2005. So you can see our CEO and founder on your screen. Over the years, we've adapted the system to many different countries and translations, so you can use them all over the world. So we're happy to have these clients using Odoo today. You'll see that they include both large and small to medium-sized businesses. Today, we'll be discussing Odoo Helpdesk and how you can improve your customer satisfaction using this application. These are the key points I will be discussing. So the first one is I will tell you more about how you can design your customer experience using Helpdesk along with other Odoo applications. So this is so you can make sure that your customer gets the best service and experience from your company. I will also show you how you can use Helpdesk to monitor and boost your team performance. So using our app, you can find tools to easily create metrics to track your support teams. And lastly, I will show you how Odoo can make your business more reachable, so you can let your customers know that they can reach you anytime. So let's go into my sample database now. So this is my dashboard where I can find my apps in Odoo. You can easily add your applications from here. So I have some installed already, and I will be touching on several of these items today. I'm using an admin account, so I can actually see all of the information in the system, so I'm able to consolidate all of them in here. But before I go into this, I'd like to show you how you can actually design the first point of contact that you might have with your client, which is usually your website. So this will directly link to customer support, and I will show you how. So this is a website I've created very quickly in Odoo. So I actually use some of our website blocks. So I have some sample information in here. Notice that there are 3 links in here, which your customer is likely to use if they want to reach you if they have a question. So we have here a contact page, which might be the first point of contact that you will have with your customer. So you can actually have this page linked to our customer database, and this allows you to get all of their information the first time that they're interested in your product. So the contact details that they enter here would actually be stored in your database, and that will also be accessible for your customer support team. So it's quite useful to have this in your website. Now, of course, we have the Helpdesk tab, which basically allows your customers to submit their issues. It's a form as well, so they can type in their name. You can actually have your customers create an account as well, which might be slightly easier for you because they will be able to have a portal to your website and maybe check on how their issues are going or how their transactions are going with your company. And here we have the forum, which basically allows you to add all the frequently asked questions to this page. And you can also have your customers ask their questions in here. So now it's prompting me to sign in. So I'm discussing those forms because those can actually link to your Helpdesk app. So let's go into that now. Let me check my Helpdesk application. So this is my dashboard. Again, I'm an admin user, so I can see all of my support teams in here. But of course, you can limit the access rights of your users. You can have your employees just be able to see their own files. And I can see here that I have 2 tickets assigned to me. So maybe my business is just starting, so I've got only 2, but this will most likely grow as I go along. But it's good to have it at the start so that you can already have your employees or your support team be able to see their numbers in terms of how they're servicing clients. Okay, so I can also see if I have high priority tickets or urgent tickets. And in here, I can actually set my own targets for how I'd like to close my tickets, how many tickets I'd like to close, what customer rating I'd like to achieve, so I'll put a 10 there. And maybe my success rate. So of course, you can predefine this in your company. So we'll put something a bit realistic. And in here, I can check my support teams and I see that I have 1 unassigned ticket for this team. And for this one, it seems that I have assigned the tickets already. So now this is the Kanban view where you can see your support tickets. So note that the filter for this team is preset already. This search function with filters and groups is one of Odoo's staple features, by the way. So for certain pages, we already set it up, but you can actually sort of narrow this down using the filters and groups. Okay, so these are your options. We can also link your SLA policies. So if you select that, then you can see if you have any tickets that are already in danger of disregarding your SLA policies. Okay, so let's go into one of these tickets. So I can see here that this ticket is a question, so there's a ticket type, and it's tagged as a request. More importantly, I can see that it's linked to Jane Doe, who is one of my customers. So if I click into it, I can actually see Jane's customer information. So now, remember in the contact form earlier, I told you that the information they send in will link to our customer database. So this is the customer page where that information will be entered into. So I can see his or her details, any notes that have been logged by myself or other users in the company. So it's a customer. And more importantly, I can see in here the related transactions with Jane. So I can see if there's an open opportunity or deal coming up. So there's one, so apparently there's an ongoing deal that I'm trying to close with Jane. So maybe it's a business client. And then here I have access to the orders that Jane has placed in the past. So I see that she has a big order that she placed just today. Okay. And I can also track the customer ledger, which links to our invoicing app, and other items here. So there's one ticket. So this information would obviously help your customer support understand where the customer is at in terms of your relationship with this customer and how you would address this customer request. So since Jane seems to be a loyal customer, I can maybe agree to the request, so that's up to me. When I respond to Jane though, I can always use one of my email templates. So we have some default templates here, but these templates can actually be modified by you. If I'm talking to multiple people, so if Jane involves another colleague of hers, I can actually add her to the conversation. I can also attach files, so if she's requesting for more information, I can send a PDF or image for her reference. I can also log internal notes, so let's say I need to have a colleague look into this, I can just tag my colleague and he or she will get a notification there. I can schedule activities as well, so let's say I'd like to give her a call tomorrow. I can schedule that, and these would appear in here. So in this notification tab, I can check all my activities related to the different apps I have in my database. Okay. One more thing, I can actually add another tag here. So let's say I want to tag this as needs approval. I'll do that. So maybe my manager can check for that tag in here. So it's an easy way for me to streamline communication with my manager as well. So it will appear in there. Okay. Now as I work on this ticket, I can actually move it to the next stage, which would put it as ticket in progress. But I can also add a new stage. So of course I have to be an admin user to do this still. But let's say lately there's been a recurring issue that has put certain issues or tickets on hold. I can add a stage for that and categorize those requests or issues under that stage. Okay. Now another thing that I can do, if I really like to track how I'm servicing clients as a business owner, so now I'm a business owner, I can actually activate timesheets. So these timesheets would link to my tickets, and every time I do a task or complete a call or do some work for this client, I can log that activity or task as well as the duration of time that I spent on that specific task. Okay, so let's put 60 and then just a very generic task in there. So you can see how much time was spent on this client. And again, I can check all the other information below. So that's how you're going to be able to manage your tickets. Now, another thing that I would like to show you is another way for your clients to reach your company. So if we go back to the website, I have actually activated live chat. So in here, there's an automatic pop-up from whoever is a live chat user in your database, so you can set that up. But basically, any customer who comes in will get that message, and if he or she needs assistance, he or she can just respond. So that I've done here, that little chat box will now be my main communication channel. So I could type my problem in here. So I'm applying from my internal database. So that's how it will work, and this is very useful because sometimes clients will probably want immediate assistance. So instead of having them fill out forms, if you have the live chat, at least they know that there is someone responding to them real time. Okay, so it's good to have that, although you probably have one person in your company doing this, or have shifts to be in charge of, to have someone in charge of the live chat support. Okay, note that you can attach files in here as well, and as an internal user, in the backend I can actually create Helpdesk tickets from here. So there are several options. So we have some documentation for you to review the different things that you can do with live chat, but I'll do a very basic one. So I'll create a new ticket. And so here I have the ticket as well as the conversation that I had with that customer. Okay. So now if I'm an admin, I can maybe assign it to someone. Maybe check if this is a current customer already. So you can select the customer. Now another thing that I can do, let's say this is going to require a project team to work on it. I can actually assign a ticket to a project. So I can do that and even link it to a task within a project. Okay, so just fill that out. So just to recap, so far I've shown you how you can create support tickets from Helpdesk as well as assign those tickets to your different team members. I've also shown you how you can do that using live chat, and we've actually touched on a few things here. So I showed you how you could check your customer information from the customer database. So this is that database that I showed you. This is the customer page. I've also shown you how you can link tickets to project teams and tasks, so that would link to project, and how you can log timesheets for tasks completed related to support tickets. So you can do that using timesheets as well. I've also briefly touched on the website, so you can actually change your forms in there. So we have a website builder that allows you to use website blocks to modify all your web pages, including the forms that I just showed you. Now, I'd just like to show you the configuration page that we have here. So you can see how you can actually set up multiple themes. This is very relevant, especially if you have different types of customers. For example, here I have my business clients or my channel customers and my consumers. So I could have different support teams for them. And here I can modify the team members as well as the assignation method that this team will follow. So it can be manual, it can be balanced, so it can be automated by the system as well. And you can also choose the different channels by which your customer can contact you. So for this team, it's through an email alias, as well as, just an email alias. And I can also set up the SLA policies related to this team. And I've already set up this team so that frequently asked questions can be stored in our help center. So you can do the same for both teams, for any other team that you decide to store in your system, in your database. So for this other team, I actually activated live chat and the website form. Okay. So I think here, if I go back just to show you those other methods that you can have your tickets sent in. I think this one I sent via email. So it came from my Odoo email account. So it hasn't been assigned, so I can maybe assign it to myself. So I'm an admin. If we try to send a new support ticket now, I can do that, and it will appear in my consumer support team. So a little vague, but just a sample ticket. I can refresh this. And so the ticket has appeared in my Helpdesk app. So I can again assign that to someone, set the priority level. Okay, so now I have 2 tickets related to the same contact person because it's from the same email. So yeah, we're able to consolidate all of those tickets as well. Okay. Now let's say I'd like to send an email to my channel support, I can do that. So this is the email address. So just to show you how it would look. So the customer can send that email from here. And send that. And if we go into the tickets, and just 1 second, I think I have to refresh. Okay, there it is. So it's new issue, number 7. Okay. So again, I can set the person who it will be assigned to as well as the priority level. And it's an email, so it was blank, but all of that will of course appear in the chatter. Okay. Once I link this to a project, by the way, that's when the timesheets option will be present. So, as a conclusion, Odoo allows you to track, enhance, and maintain the quality of your customer's experience with your business and customer service. So by allowing you to manage the different interactions that you have with your customers in one place, you can easily access the information and tools you need to address and respond to your customer needs from various communication channels. Internally, Odoo also allows you to create metrics, and these allows your support team to improve their service to your customers. I'll be open to questions now, so I think.
Okay. And that's the time for Q&A, and we've got one question right now, which is, could you please expand on SLA policy configuration and performance reporting? And maybe the attendee want to know more about the performance reporting and also the SLA policy.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
So you can configure the SLA policies here, although you will have to activate it first. So 24 hours. So you can choose the team that it will be applied to. It's only activated, SLA policies are only activated for this team. So that's why it's the only option there. Then I can set the priority level that this SLA policy will apply to. So you can tell your clients that if it's an urgent or high priority ticket, we can respond within 24 hours. You can also set the ticket type that this SLA policy will apply to. So it should reach, let's say, in progress in 24 hours. So the system will use this SLA policy to detect if you have any tickets that might fail your SLA policy based on the creation date, as well as whether you've assigned it already or moved it to the next stage. So that's how it would work. Now for the reports, let me show you how it would work. Okay, just 1 second. So yeah, there's more information in my database. So I'll use this. But you can generate different reports based on the number of tickets. So here I can see the stages as well as the number of tickets for each support team. I can also see this in a line graph or a pie chart. So that's an easy visual for you to check if you're able to respond to your customer requests on time. For example, if there are too many in this stage and not enough in the next stages, then maybe something needs to be improved there. Okay, we can also generate a table for you. So this one shows you again the number of tickets, but you can break it down. So these are the information that I can select. So maybe for the channel support, I'd like to see it by customer, since I'd like to see how many of my customers or my channels are currently facing issues and which of them are facing issues. So I can see there that I have one for 3 of my channels. Okay. So you can download this in Excel as well. Does that answer your question?
Yes, good. And I believe Danica addressed this issue in a detailed manner, and I believe the person who raised this question has resolved your problem. And I think, okay.
Yes, it does. It highlights. And note that there's a filter for it. So it's this one, upcoming SLA fail or SLA failed. So you can check that. Check both.
Okay, and we got the second question, which is, can you auto-inform to leader's email when the ticket finished?
That's possible, although it's not automated right now. So if you want any user, including the team leader, to be notified when a specific ticket has been closed or finished, then you will have to add that person as a follower. So remember that I mentioned earlier that you could add different contact persons to your whole thread. So you can do the same for internal users. So basically, another user in your database will get notified about the changes in that ticket.
Okay.
So just select the person here. Well, I have my customers, but employees will also be available there, and other internal users.
Okay, great. And thank you, Danica, for this stunning presentation. And if you guys have any further question, you can also send that to Danica's email, which is included in the description box. And you can just scroll down and find Danica's email address and also her link, which you can schedule a demo with her, a face-to-face demo, which you can discuss your matter and issue in a further comprehensive way. And don't forget to click like if you found this video helpful, and as well as subscribe to our video to access for more video, because we have loads of webinar coming through, and also we have some a reference for our application, which you can find this helpful to your business. And if you got here late, you can just revisit the URL of this video and watch it anytime you want. And as always, if you have any further questions, you can send them to my email, kcn@odoo.com, and also Danica's email, which is in the description box. And thanks again all for your joining, and we will see you next Wednesday at the same time on the topic for sales management. And don't forget to register in our webpage. And thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.